The arena stood frozen, heavy with a haunting stillness as Commander Zarin dragged the small human child into the center. Her name was Mara, scarcely 8 years old by Earth's measure. Her dark curls hung in wild disarray, and her eyes, though trembling with fear, held an unnerving composure. She did not cry. She did not tremble. The Krinther warriors encircling the pit exchanged wary looks, uncertain what to make of this fragile creature. "Behold, the being they call human," Zarin declared, his tone cold, deliberate, and cutting. His 6 eyes narrowed with disgust. "A race that claims the right to protection among the stars. Worthy? This pitiful thing." He spat at Mara's feet, his voice steeped in contempt. The Krinther had broken countless species before, testing them through torment and blood. A few had endured, most had perished, but Mara had been chosen to stand for her kind, punishment for humanity's defiance in refusing the Krinther's demands for Earth's resources. She was not only the youngest survivor from the colony's slaughter, but to the Krinther, she embodied what humans were: fragile, disposable, weak. Before her, the monstrous predator called Shredder towered like a shadow of nightmares, a creation perfected through centuries of genetic craft. Shredder represented the height of Krinther biology, massive limbs corded with power, claws that could cleave through steel, fangs that could pierce armor. Its golden eyes burned with predatory hunger as it locked onto Mara, muscles coiled for the strike. Her father, Jace, had once defied the Krinther, refusing to bow to their rule. For that rebellion, they took his child, the last of his blood, to pit her against their ultimate weapon. Yet Mara carried a plan of her own. She stood straight, unyielding despite her smallness. Her father's words echoed softly within. "Do not fear. Do not flee. You are more than they believe." Zarin sneered, tightening his grip on the control at his wrist. "Let's see if you are truly exceptional," he murmured, and with a flick, the arena's hum shifted. The shimmering barrier crackled and fell as Shredder's bindings released. The beast lunged forward with terrifying speed, covering the gap in a heartbeat. Its claws swept down, jaws opening wide, enough to swallow her whole. The Krinther leaned in, eager to watch the child's end. But Mara didn't move. She didn't cry. Instead, she took one deliberate step closer, her gaze fixed on the monster's eyes. And then, with a voice that carried unexpected power, she spoke. "Sit." It wasn't a plea, it was command. Shredder halted mid-strike, claws gouging the dust inches from her feet. A stunned hush filled the arena. The creature's eyes flickered with confusion. It had never been defied, never denied the kill. Mara did not waver. She tilted her head slightly and spoke again, calm and sure. "Good boy." For a long breath, silence hung thick. Then, to the disbelief of every Krinther present, Shredder lowered its head and, slowly, almost timidly, raised one massive paw. Mara extended her small hand, and the beast placed its claw into her palm. Gasps erupted through the arena. The impossible had happened. The monster had obeyed. Known for its bloodlust, for being forged to kill, the beast had just obeyed. A human child. Mara's lips curved into a gentle smile, her voice barely a whisper. "You're not bad. You're just lonely, aren't you?" Zarin's composure shattered. His mandibles clicked in fury, his 6 eyes snapping toward the control console. "End her," he roared, slamming his clawed hand onto the trigger. Electric current ripped through Shredder's body, making the creature stumble back with a pained roar. The Krinther soldiers jeered, but Mara's face hardened. She turned toward Zarin, her small frame trembling not with fear, but defiance. "You're hurting him," she growled, voice low and fierce. The control band in Zaren's grasp buzzed with lethal power, yet Mara did not flinch. Without hesitation, she ran, not away from the monster, but straight toward the Krinther commander. "Stop hurting him," she screamed, tiny fists slamming against the energy barrier separating her from Zaren. Tears streamed down her cheeks, yet her eyes burned with a protective fire. She no longer saw a weapon, only a creature that needed her. The arena fell silent once more. Every Krinther stared, speechless, as the little human girl stood between their ultimate predator and the being who had meant to break her spirit. A deep rumble rolled through the structure, and suddenly, with a deafening boom, the ceiling exploded. Zaren's head snapped upward in horror as a colossal ship burst through the clouds, weapons glowing red-hot. The Valiant, a human battle cruiser, hovered above the arena like divine judgment. Its cannons charged, and a voice echoed through the comm system. "You have 10 seconds to release my daughter." Zaren froze. "No, you can't." Before he could act, a precision strike from the Valiant vaporized the control unit in his hand. Another blast wiped out the arena's defense grid entirely. Krinther soldiers scattered in panic as Mara sprinted toward Shredder. The beast writhed in agony, muscles still twitching from the electric burns. Mara knelt beside him, hands trembling, as they brushed his fur. "It's okay," she whispered. "You're safe now." The Valiant's ramp opened, and Commander Jace stepped onto the arena floor, flanked by elite Marines. His rifle tracked every threat with cold precision. But when his eyes found Mara and the massive wolf shielding her, his stance softened. "Good girl," Jace breathed off, filling his voice. "You did it. You saved him." Shredder's golden eyes dimmed, the rage within replaced by something gentler. He nudged Mara's hand softly, a silent pledge of trust. Jace looked from the creature to Zaren, who stood frozen in disbelief. "You can't take him," Zaren hissed, voice quivering. "Not anymore," Jace said coldly. "He's under human protection now, and your Empire will answer for this." He tapped his comm. "Admiral, I'm transmitting full arena footage. Humanity formally requests immediate council intervention for violation of galactic law. We're taking Shredder with us." Outside, human ships surrounded the arena as galactic enforcers arrived. Mara gently unclasped the pain collar from Shredder's neck. The creature exhaled a shuddering breath, its eyes shifting to a calm amber glow. It lay beside her, peaceful for the first time. Mara looked up at her father and smiled. "Can we keep him? He's not a monster. He just needed someone to care." Jace gazed at the giant wolf, then at his daughter, and let out a soft laugh. "Sure, kiddo. We'll find him a home. He's earned a second chance." As the Galactic Council began its inquiry, the Krinther Empire learned a truth they would never forget. Humans don't fight just to survive. They fight for what matters and protect what deserves it, no matter the cost. And somehow, they had the rare gift of turning enemies into allies, monsters into companions, and arenas of death into sanctuaries of hope. Shredder, once a symbol of fear, would spend the rest of his days on a peaceful human world, guardian to the children who had once feared his name. And the Krinther would never again underestimate humanity.